buttons for days. Days of buttons. Too many buttons. Oh, I forgot to finish stirring my coffee. It's a Sunday. Hi, guys. Welcome. We'll just wait for everybody to wander here on in, and I will continue to stir the sugar into my coffee because, quite frankly, coffee without sugar is... It's not cool. It's not cool. I am not a sweet human being. We use sugar to make me a kinder soul. That's not true, right? I'm just going to pretend it's true so I can justify drinking the sugar. Oh, gosh. We're officially fully fledged into August. How did we get here? Where is the year gone? I have questions. Oh, yeah. Ooh, alrighty. Oopsie daisies. Oopsie daisies. I swear, I've done this for over 8 years. I know how this works. Hey, Nikki, how's it going? You're the first one in today. You are, in fact, number one. Sandy, my love. Are you humid as well? We're 90 plus, like we're 90% or more humidity. It's gross. Thank God the temperature's a little bit lower, but yeah, if you're as humid as I am, oh boy. Hopefully, I don't blow my nose as much today as I had to do on the Friday night check-in. Hey, Jen, how's it going? We've got a lot to cover. As usual, I've managed to find more things to distract myself, unshockingly. And we've got bag updates to do. So we got a lot going on today that is delightful. Good news is my plans that were supposed to be happening right after this had to reschedule due to families not telling everybody within the family the change to the schedule before last minute, which normal for most families. I don't know how your family works, but somebody gets dropped. It just happens. So I'm not feeling quite so time crunched for this pod, which is really good because I've got a video I would like to edit to get out to you guys this week. I know. I'd like to start doing some bonus episode stuff again if I can. Again, stress that if I can, because it is hot and my brain does not want to function. Oh, yeah, Nikki, for you would be like you're right next to the ocean, so the humidity makes sense for you. I'm surrounded by canola fields and wheat fields, and I'm okay. To be fair, there's some large lakes within like an hour or two drive of me, and I'm next to a river, but I'm not next to an ocean or like a lake the size of an ocean. I should not be running 90% humidity most of the summer, which should be a dry heat. Ah, yes. Listen, when you start making your own bread making just becomes a part of your week. And I know, Nikki, you love to make the sourdough bread. I will confess, I am not a sourdough bread fan. Probably should be. It's healthy for you, but you know what? I don't really like it. I like pumpernickel breads. I like rye. I like fun ancient grains, but I'm not a sourdough person. I'm just not. Just not. But spinning and crocheting, that's a good project to work on, which is excellent. I'm not going to work on anything while we chat, but I am sitting in front of my air conditioner, which is pulling the humidity out of the air as fast as it can for my poor little apartment. And I'm enjoying being this close to the cool breeze. Hey, it is what it is. Shall we start in on the fun stuff? Let's talk about the pile of stuff at my feet, because of course I have a pile of stuff at my feet. That is how it works, right? Don't worry. It's a thing. You're crocheting too, Jen? So excited for the crocheting. Okay. I have no idea what's where. Everything's crammed into 2 bags. We're just going to pull them out one at a time and we're going to go with it. Because I don't know. Oh, hey, look. This is a Tracy bucket. Tracy made me this bucket, and I have shoved a blanket into this bucket. The blanket is now bigger than the bucket. I'm gonna have to update the, whole bit. Oh, you're making the Project One bag? Everyone's talking about the Project One bag, Jen. I haven't even looked at it. Bad podcaster. I should go look at it to see if it's interesting. And then my brain goes, dude, you already have so many bags planned this month. You do not have time for another bag. Oh, with your hand spun, Jen, that'll be so freaking gorgeous. That is so pretty. This week, I continued the trying to cram more stuff into the office than will actually fit into the office project, which is always a Tetris game. And a part of that Tetris game was pulling out my scrap sock yarn, looking at my stack of scrap sock yarn, going, oh my freaking god, I have too much scrap sock yarn. And it is a good thing I started that marled fingering weight blanket with the yarns held double. I have 2 new balls that I've attached to my giant granny square. There's absolutely nothing fancy about this. It is literally just a ginormous granny square. And I am just attaching 2 strands, one light, one dark, and I'm just doing my things. Oh no. Jude. I grew up listening to my grandma go, where have I put that thing? I put it somewhere safe, which meant to me that it was lost forever in the ether and we may never find it again. I have found now that I'm an adult, I will put things in a safe place, air quotes intended, and realize that it's lost, that I've misplaced it, it's not where I left it, it's not, yeah, it's a thing. So, I feel ya. I hope your piece of paper shows up. Hey, Asa, how's it going? Also, hi, Jude. But yeah, I need to take a look at the project one bag. I don't have time for it, but I need to look at it. However, we have blanket progress. It's big. Ooh. The camera is not very excited with all the marled yarn. Totally fair. Somewhere in here, way down here, I attached a clippy stitch marker. And I attached the clippy stitch marker for where am I? Gotta go this way. Cameras all the dang time. This is how much progress I made in a week. Now the progress will get slower as the rounds get bigger. But we're into our second color ball. The good news is it's not big enough for the cat to lie on yet, so I don't have to share. Just so that we're aware, this blanket becomes harder the moment it's big enough that Phaedra can manage to crawl into my lap to lie on top of it. She's already been trying microphone. Really, microphone today? Me and this microphone having nothing but arguments since I turned the computer on today. So that's fine. It's not the end of the world. I know this is coming in, but I did make a bunch of progress, so I'm very happy about that. It has been eating into the granny square along for the year because I wanted to do an hour's worth of granny squares every day, and I am still behind. I'm not falling any further behind, but this has finally got me catching up, so I'm starting to eat up my behindness. Where's that? So big. I remember the customer, but again, it's not too bad. That is a fair number of rows. I figure I'll be really content with progress if I'm able to continue progress and I'm able to change colors every week. So, like, I'm into a new set of balls every week. When I say I have a big bag of literally 70 grams or less fingering weight yarn, I mean, I have a large Walmart bag size of just balls of yarn. They're all sock yarn. I know they're all sock yarn because I only buy sock yarn. I like sock yarn. It also means I never have to worry about what's in the yarn and what I'm using it for. I know that it's a high twist. I know that it's a fingering. I know that it's got the nylon, so I can use it for whatever I want. Just makes my life easier. Hey, Miranda. So we're gonna have to upgrade the bag because I don't think it's gonna fit in Tracy's tote and like Tracy's little bucket anymore. Tracy made me like 3 of these buckets, and they're like different sizes, like nesting buckets. And they're super cute. And of course, they're Halloween because me, obviously, Halloween. So that was great, but my bag or my blanket is now too big. It won't fit in there anymore. The worst part is now I have like the wish list from the family for Christmas presents. Well, from my sister and my brother-in-law. So I still have to get one from my mom and my dad, but making more dishcloths. I got to keep in mind that if I do, hey, Aaron, how's it going? If I do a big project for like my brother-in-law, then it's gonna affect other things. So Mostly it's my brother-in-law lost yet another couch blanket to his dogs. They have big dogs, and they almost always have a puppy. I don't know how they manage this. It's just how life works for them. So the puppy ate the blanket. Now, a dog is a puppy well past 1 year. They grow into their size for 1 year. So I may try to crochet him like a Chicago Bears themed or a Deadpool themed couch throw for his half of the couch. Like my sister has hers for her half of the couch, but he doesn't have any anymore. So like I might try to do that, but that would absolutely severely delay other blanket projects, as blankets are a lot of work. Even couch throws, they're a lot of work. However, I feel bad because I usually don't get my brother-in-law much for Christmas. He doesn't really want much for Christmas, and he's difficult to shop for because if he wants something, he just goes and buys it. Or it's his weird watch collection. Oh, Patchworks posters. Oh, oh, that sounds Miranda. That's amazing progress. Oh, well done. Oh, patchwork coasters sound amazing. Maybe I should make the mysterious Mr. B some patchwork coasters. He likes coasters. I only have coasters because the man insists on using coasters. And when I don't have coasters and they're not available for him to use, he makes the disgruntled boy face. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say anything because it's not my space, but there's no coasters and it's a problem face. Insert whatever it is they have an issue with in exchange for coasters. You get what I mean. It's the disgruntled boy face. Like somehow life has come to an end because it isn't exactly the way they thought it was going to be. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong, men can be very helpful, men can be very wise, men can be very kind. My ex-boyfriend showed up on Friday because he knows I won't ask for help, and the air quality has been that bad, and he took all of my garbage out for me that I'd collected for the week because he knows I try to take it out on Fridays. No rhyme, no reason. He didn't ask. He just showed up and he did it. Just because he knows the air is difficult for me to breathe some days. I'm just like, okay. And to be fair with you guys, we dated over a decade ago. The man's married with a toddler. we we have been friends for a hell of a lot longer than we ever dated, and it just it's a thing. However, technically he is an ex. All right, let's talk about socks because I worked on some socks this week. I worked on 2 socks this week because it's been hot and muggy, and I haven't been able to open my window for days. I was so excited when I woke up this morning. Yesterday, the air quality had gone from 10 to 4. That was amazing. I'm so excited. 4. We can work with a 4. 4 is not great. It's not ideal, but you know what? 4 works. 4, I can open windows. So I may have been splurging in some air yesterday and today, though I have to close the windows in the middle of the day today. Well, that's what I was thinking. Patchwork would be tiny, right? Almost like, mind you, I could probably just look up an English paper piecing coaster pattern and have the same idea. And I would use up small fabric scraps like crazy. Possibly. Ooh, Miranda, that might be my intro to English paper piecing. Do I need another hobby? I've been looking at looms. Specifically kitchen towel sized looms to weave kitchen towels. Very specific size. Very specific size of loom. I don't think my apartment could hold a larger loom. I don't think my apartment could hold that kind of a loom. I still have more stuff than I've got space for. And I have an uncle who's not an uncle who keeps trying to talk me into doing hydroponics for growing. So I might have even less space than I thought I had. We'll see. I like the idea of fresh lettuce in the middle of January, man. Oh my god, Miranda, that would be amazing. Yes. Please share the videos. That would be amazing. Thank you. Hey, Jude. You know, Jude, that sounds exactly my kind of scrap project. To be fair, this is the man who has ordered He ordered 2 sets of custom coasters, one to use as coasters, the other to keep because the coasters can also be used as D&D board maps. He has an odd assortment of coasters. It's just how he is. It's just how he goes. And I talked to my dad last year, and me and my dad made him a set of resin coasters, like nice dice resin coasters. So like he already owns more coasters than one human will need in a lifetime, and yet I'm still thinking about coasters for him because it is such a stick for him. Such a coaster dude. Yeah, it would be kind of like a log cabin. You're not wrong. All right. We made some big progress on my raspberry sherbet sock. This is sock 2. I've done sock 1. So I need to get sock 2 done to have a pair of socks. It's not sock season yet. Though, yesterday and we got down to 15 degrees this morning on overnight low. So like the weather's teasing me with fall. It's teasing me with fall. Rude, but it's doing it. That's fine. Which means sometime in the next 6 months I'll be able to wear socks again, which is exciting. So I got past my heel. So I got a foot, I got a heel. I got a foot, I got a heel. And I have got the start of a leg. Yep, that's the word I'm looking for. Now, thankfully, my first one of these was a shorty. And I am so grateful that I made that a shorty for myself. For me, shorties, the legs are only the length of my fingertips. So I've got about an inch and a half left of leg to go. And then I've got some ribbing. So this is, as usual, unshockingly, some of Erin's yarn, because of course it's some of Erin's yarn. This is the raspberry orange sherbet yarn. I love me bright, colorful socks. They're always fun. Let me pull this over. Gosh darn it. Why? Because I pinned it in weird. This is not going to lay flat at all, is it? Nope, no, it's not. Look, colors. It's pretty. Ooh, pretty colors. I'm trying to look over my glasses and not scrunch my chin into my neck at the same time. It's a lot harder than it sounds. But these socks in January, they're going to make me happy. They're going to make me happy. What did I do even? Oh my God. They're not the only socks I worked on this week because it was gross. It was gross here this week. So gross. Summer can just go die now. It's fine. Guys, we were in the 30s and the air quality is so poor because, well, the whole of Canada's on fire. You couldn't open the windows. The smoke was bad enough on Friday. 3 different people texted me and said stay indoors on Thursday because they could taste the smoke. And it was hazy outside, another friend told me. So that's great. So bad. I don't know if he would do placemats. Probably not, because his mother's got the thing for placemats. And I think he's haunted by placemats. But his mother's got weird placemats. Don't judge me. They're thick. They're bulky. They're like, those hand-woven rugs that you get for like your kitchen floors? Like, that's the thickness of her placemats. They're too thick, right? Like, if it was a regular, nice placemat thickness, even like a quilted placemat, I think that would be fine. But she's got these wooden trivet ones that are at least almost half to 3/4 of an inch thick, and then she's got those woven ones, and I'm just like, I'm haunted by these placemats. They're just too thick. They're too thick and they're too awkward. So like, this probably has turned him off placemats. I've never discussed his placemat preferencing. All I know is the fact that I don't use coasters stresses him out when I do it in my own house. So I will occasionally find him putting coasters under my drinks in my own space because it bothers him. Do I care? Not really that much. I just let him put coasters under my drinks. It makes him happy. Jelly roll rugs. Oh, I have. Okay. Don't judge. I'm with you, Miranda. In my cedar chest, I keep fabric for sewing bags and projects. I keep, obviously not all my fabric. One of the 2 closets with doors in this apartment is just fabric. Just fabric and sewing stuff. I have a bin. It's a soft-sided cube bin, like one of those ones you buy at Dollarama and pop up and shoving those wooden cubey things. And it's full of scraps. Full of fabric scraps that are the right size for a jelly roll rug. I miss the jelly roll rug I used to have under my feet in the kitchen, and I don't have one, and I want a jelly roll rug for the kitchen. I want a jelly roll rug for under my computer desk. I want a jelly roll rug for the bathroom, just to alternate from the crochet rugs that I have there, just for variety's sake, right? But I'm so afraid if I start making jelly rolls, it'll turn into like the bag obsession from last year and quickly what it was becoming this year. And then all I'll make is jelly roll rugs for a while. I mean, I'm sure my mom and my sister would appreciate a couple of jelly roll rugs, but that is, it's hard on my hands to sew at that level of tightness. So I don't know if it's a good idea, but I want one. So I keep all the scrap. Hey, Knitting Purple. How's it going today? Sock the second is the return of the 1-800-ELAINE colorway. So, again, I want to have 2 new pairs of socks for the fall. And I stopped knitting on socks, which I knew I was going to do at some point. And we're in the dog days of summer, so I'm not shocked that socks have returned because they never sit in my lap. They also make great for visiting and hanging out with people, and everybody wants to hang out in the summer. I don't know why. I'm grumpy and I'm growly, and all I really want to do is nap because it's my hibernation season, but everybody wants to spend time together, so I don't know why they can't come visit me in the winter. Oh, good, Miranda, thank you. So sock number 2 has a toe, which I'd done previously, and now we've got a bunch of body. That's body, foot. Oh my god. Swear to God I sleep, and then I am awake. I know you don't believe me, and that's totally fair. So we're slowly making progress up the foot. Again, this is another sock number 2. This one uses the fun, weird mini colors. So I've got this yellow for the toes, and then I've got, I think, oh no, it's on the coffee table. I've got this like olivey green color for the heels. It's super fun. The first sock turned out great. I'm really happy with it. So I want to get this one done, and I want to get the raspberry orange sherbet one done. Why? Because I was gifted a pattern, and we're going to see if it is as accessibility reader friendly as it says it is. So I'm going to review it. Don't worry about it. There'll be a whole spiel. I'll do a whole video on it because I really like the idea of reviewing patterns and stuff as I read them from an accessibility standpoint, just to start to raise awareness of what's going on and how things function, right? So I'm going to do that. However, it means I need to freeze some sock needles up, so we got to get some of these second socks done. All right. Socks done. Blanket done. Can you tell I had a very sporadic week where I would just like pick up and put things down all the time? And if you think that doesn't bode well for my bag, we haven't done the reveal yet. You don't know. I even worked on my Como top. Not as much as I should have. I'm not even going to show. Guys, I did 4 rows. I'm at the point in the pattern where you're doing the sort of main strap section. So the decrease repeat's really easy to have memorized in your brain. I'm just plugging through that. Did I work on it as much as I should have? No. Did I take too many naps this weekend? Yes. Do I feel bad about it? Also no. I am a nap lover. Okay, I feel a little bit bad, but my cycle and me argue a lot right now. And I know a lot of you here are either getting ready for, going through, or have finished menopause, but I am at the start of my journey for this, and it sucks. I am already an unhappy camper. And it consumes days of my life. It's uncool. All right, let's talk about my check-in project with Louise from last month. I was working on the Kanata. So I want to say Kanata kerchief top. Canata. That's the spelling, kerchief top. Because there's no way I'm pronouncing that correctly. I know there's no way I'm pronouncing that correctly. I had a month, a little under a month by the time we did the check-in to when we did the next check-in, and that's fine, to go from scratch. We voted on the pattern, and then I was on my own. I have successfully completed step 1, and step 1 was to make 4 squares. I have made 4 squares. I know we're all very proud of me. I know how to crochet a square. Insert cheesy response here. Hang on, I want to tuck these out of the way. I got held up because once the squares were done, you had to do the assembly. The assembly is written with pictures. This is where patterns can fall down. Because there's a photo there, and sometimes you need the photo to help for clarifying of the instructions. Not all the instructions get written down. So you have to be able to see the photo and read the instructions for it to make sense. I couldn't see the photo at all. It was just this big white glowing object of doom in my face. So the project got held up while I waited for Erin to come over to visit. And then I went, hey, Erin, can I borrow your eyeballs? And she looked at the screen and she looked at the picture and she read the instructions and went, that's super cool. And then immediately wandered into the living room to show me what it was that the image was trying to show me. She's right. The assembly for this, super cool. So I'm very excited to assemble it because these squares will turn into a tank top. These squares will turn into a tank top. So it's got a nice loose gauge. I mean, it's listed in the Ravelry notes when you look at it before you buy the pattern that it's a 6mm hook. It's a 6mm hook. Or if you're my screen reader, a 6mm hook. And a very nice basic, we're going to say granny square because it's in my brain, it's still granny square-ish, square that you're making. It's wonderful. It's not hard to do. The instructions are well written. It's the photo instructions for assembly that helped me up. So somehow these 4 squares turn into a tank top, which I got very confused until Erin explained it to me. Because I think it's like a $2 US pattern. It's a super cheap pattern. I won't spill the beans, but the assembly was cool enough that Erin's contemplating making her own. Also, it's DK weight yarn on a 6mm hook. To say that this was not a challenge to put together in a month, like to crochet these squares, is an understatement. I was able to just do it when I had some time, and the pattern flowed well. It was great. Great. So, I have 4 squares. I need to seam them together, and then I need to make straps. I did opt to make the smallest of like the smaller of the 2 sizes listed. Now it is listed as a small, medium, or a large, extra large pattern. Fair. That's not great size inclusivity. I'm not going to give it too much grief given its price point and the age of the pattern itself. I don't like how much excess fabric was going on with some of the project pages that I saw, and I want mine to be a lot more semi-fitted. So I might end up making adjustments to the bottom of the pattern before I'm done. I don't know. We'll find out. However, for the moment, I got plenty of DK weight yarn still in this wonderful blue-white cotton blend situation. And I am going to seam it together. Now, could I have seamed it together this morning? I absolutely could have seamed it together this morning. Instead, my cat and I took Sunday morning off. We lounged in bed. We played the Annoy the Human game. It's her favorite. And I, rested. I was in a lot of pain yesterday. I ended up spending most of the day yesterday quite a bit of pain. I took painkillers, which is rare for me. I tend to only take it one day of the month. I need to take painkillers with my cycles right now, and it's not fun. So I gave myself the morning off. I read. I bugged my cat. My cat bugged me. But we parked our keisters in bed in our pajamas with the open windows and the cool air and the nice breathability, and we just took the morning off. It doesn't mean I'm behind for everything under the sun, but what are you going to do? It's a life, right? Now, I think I got one more project, and then we're going to talk about the bag. Oh, no, we're to the bag. Excellent. We're going to talk about the fun stuff. Things that I'm doing and things that are coming up. Oh, I hope you guys are doing. Everybody's got a project. Is everybody else at least working on a project while I talk constantly for like an hour and a bit? Because I feel like my hands are empty and it's weird. The other thing we decided during the check-in was this month's project. Now, Cheryl and Louise at Fiber Friends are doing a bag month. So this month's challenge for them is to crochet or knit a bag. I have obviously taken that challenge to the extreme. Because of course I've taken that challenge right up to the edge and gone, well, exactly how many bags can I cram into August? Let's figure that out. And I also figured in my brain that I would do a bag project as the secret craft off for the month as well, too, between me and Louise. So I got everybody to vote between the Irish Adventure bag and the Vintage Market tote bag. Now, it was a landslide for the Irish Adventure bag. So that's what I'm working on. You can Google them. You can Google the patterns on Ravelry. It is literally it's called the Irish Adventure bag. It is apparently cabled and seamless. So crochet cables, which are always fun, and I like have never really done on any exclusive big projects. Like I've done little sampler squares of them, right? But I haven't like done a project with crochet cables. So super exciting that way. Also, how did you make it seamless? So I've got questions. So I have got the pattern. I've read through the pattern. And I think I know what yarn I want to use, though I'm not 100% positive. Like it calls for, I think it's Patton's Classic Wool. I don't have any Patton's Classic Wool. I've never owned Patton's Classic Wool. It's not in my house. I do, however, have some, hang on, Briggs & Little. Now, my Briggs & Little is sport, so I will have to hold it double to get up to the worsted weight. I just need to decide if I want to do it in the gray or the white. I don't want to marl this one because you're going to lose the cables, right? Like you'll use the cable in the popcorn definition, or the, bobble stitch definition. So I don't want to do that. But I'm absolutely taking suggestions. Should I make my Irish Adventure bag, which is a purse that has got 3 different types of cables and bobble stitches in crochet in there? Do I want it in the gray or do I want it in the white? Now, we don't have to worry about white being something I can't have. Don't worry. If it's white, I don't spill on it. Makes no sense whatsoever. It's just the rule of the universe as it applies to me specifically. Ask anybody who knows me in real life. If it's white, it stays white. But if it is any other color, I will obviously spill on it all the time. All the time. Also, you're voting for white? Okay. Ossa's down for the white. White will show the cables a lot better than the dark gray. There is a little bit of a perk to that. Are you sport or DK? Oh, you're sport. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to hold you double then. Look, it still has the tags on it. Oh, so good. So I have 3 balls of each color. So it's a thing. Noting that I could use the gray and make the vintage tote, which is bulky, so I'd have to hold 3 stones. But also says white. All right. And guys, anybody else got opinions? We got opinions. We got thoughts. She hears crickets in the distance. Excellent. Excellent. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. That's fine. So that's going to go on. That's happening in the background, and that's secret. So that's it. I will take a photo of the winning yarn and post it on Instagram and then tell everybody the details. And then that project disappears off the agenda for everybody until the first Wednesday in September, mostly because Louise isn't available on Thursday, and the first Friday, Saturday in September, I will be at the Manitoba Fiber Festival. So I'm not available the first Friday, which is pretty rare for me to be the one to cause rescheduling. So September the 3rd, I believe. Yeah, September the 3rd will be the check-in. And then this coming Friday will be the mid-month motivation with Louise. So things are going. Things are happening. All right. Well, also, I think it might just be your opinion about white showing off cables better. Might just be the way we go today. Let's talk the Sailor Girl Travel Bag. Why is that so hard to say? Yeah, it's not difficult. My project this week is voted on by you lovely peeps. I am trying to make a bag every week in August. We'll see how that goes. Week 1 is officially finis. Obviously, it's not exactly from like the 1st of August to the. Does August have 30 or 31 days? I can ad lib a cooking recipe from memory from something I made 8 months ago, but I cannot remember how many days there are on the month of August. Oh my god. 31. Thank you, Asa. Yes, right, Sandy? All right, Sandy and Asa. They're in on that. 31 days in August. Listen, my mother's birthday is this month, and my phone tells me when that day is because I cannot keep that straight in my head either. It's fine. There's many things that are stuck in my brain. Music lyrics, for one. Useful information, not so much. All right. Where was we? We were bags, right? Yes, the Sailor Girl travel bag. That was what I was working on this week. We've got 2 new bag patterns to vote on for today too, so don't worry. And make along that I'm going to join, and we need to talk about Ravelry threads and getting ready for the big year-long challenge starting on the 1st of September too. So like we still got a lot of stuff to get through. In good news or bad news, I suppose. It's in a week. Yes. Do I need a reminder? No. No, awesome. My phone will tell me 3 days in advance, 1 day in advance, and then 30 minutes before the event. So I have 3 reminders set in my phone so I don't forget. My dad's is so much easier. It's just a few days after my sister's. And my sister's is the same freaking day as mine, just on a different month. Mom's just way out there in the middle of nowhere. I have a finished bag. Look at this. I did it. I did it. This is the Sailor Girl travel bag. I made it as per instructions. Did I do a gauge swatch? No, not for this. Not for this. It is used bulky, so I did worsted weight yarn held double. I marled it, and I have made a very pretty, lovely little bag. I did add 1 extra round at the top, so the handlebars would be thicker, because I like a bit of a chunkier handlebar. I'm trying to cover my face, and then I can't see what I'm doing on screen at all. This is ridiculous. But, oh, she would she? It's good to know. That you might need to remind me about. I know. Let's see, Asa. So, week 1 was a success. We managed it. This is not a small tote. Its finished height it's 8 inches from the base of the bag to the handlebars, and then you got a couple more rounds after that. So like we're a decent sized tote. I could fit a fairly big, medium, large size project in here. Like it'll fit a sweater project quite comfortably. Quite comfortably. We got the gold bucket on the inside. Have I woven in my ends? What do I look like to you? Of course I haven't woven in my ends. They're just chilling, doing their thing. I did also make the handlebars wider, but again, that's in deference to the fact that I find a 16 stitch handlebar or 15 stitch handhold, like anything lower than 18 stitches in length is too small for my hand to fit comfortably in. So I just redid the math for my hand spaces because I prefer larger hand spaces. But we did it. I got it done in a week, actually, in a week with a day and a bit to spare. I didn't have to. I was done the handles, like the top part above the handles, before the movie night for Patreon members on Saturday, which is at noon my time. So we finished within a comfortable margin. And as we can see from everything else I worked on this week, it's not like I didn't work on other stuff at the same time. So I definitely made progress on other things too. So I am very happy with how that turned out. Which of course means we need to talk about what we're going to vote on for this week. It's important. It's a new week. We need a new bag. I have too many tabs open. I have so many tabs. I'm down to like the little icons. And they're not little on my screen. Okay, both of these are worsted weight. They're both crochet because crochet. Our first one is called the Cable Car Hobo. It's by Drew Imberski. I'm trusting the screen reader to give me that last name correctly, so that's probably not how it's pronounced, and I apologize because that's not going to be right. It's spelled Emborski. It was it was published in the Crochet Dude, which I haven't clicked the link for that, so like there's a rabbit hole I could potentially fall down. Very excited about that. And it was published in December of 2007. She's a bit of an old lady. She's a bit of a classic. She is in fact old enough to drink. When I stop and think about it, I think my province. It's 2017 B10, so she'll be legal to drink here shortly. So she's almost 18 years old. Oh my god, this pattern's old. In my brain, it doesn't sound old. It's 2007. Doesn't sound like that long ago, but it was. Anyway, it's worsted weight. Uses a 5.0 millimeter hook. Or if you're my screen reader, it's 5.0 millimeters. It's cool. Don't worry about it. It's written in English, which is great. It tells me that there's post stitches, obvious cables. This one's worked flat and it says lined, so there's going to be some hand sewing involved for me, and that's fine. Seam chain. I'm good. I really like the shape of this bag. Finished sizes is 20. How do I want to do this? Let's go in inches and then we'll go centimeters. So finished measurements are 21 inches or 35.5 centimeters wide at the base, and then 24 inches or 19 centimeters tall, including the handles. So again, we're in that medium to large project range. If I line it, it will obviously become a purse. If I don't line it, it is obviously a project bag. So it's cute. It's got cables, but it's worked flat cables. And again, it's just, I love crocheted cables. I haven't had the opportunity to work in them very well. Otherwise, it's your basic sort of rectangular hobo style bag. So it's got a bit of slouch to it and a little handle. It's just a cute little purse situation. I might line it because it could make a really cute purse. I don't know. But that's our first option. So option number one for this week, again in worsted, crocheted, is the Cable Car Hobo bag. It doesn't say bag, it just says Cable Car Hobo. Because of course it does. Now, can I flip back to my screen that I was on? Sure can. Aha. Striped. Oh, I could have done gray and white stripes for that. No, I think I'd do one color for the Irish bag. Also, are you dropping links for me? Thanks, Asa. She's good like that. The other bag we're going to talk about that we have the option for is the Weekend Wanderer bento bag. Now, they're very different. They're both same-ish size, so we don't have any sort of huge size differential to work from. They are worsted weight. They're both on a one's a 5.0 millimeter hook, one's a 5.5 millimeter hook. That's fine. One's a mesh, one's a solid with cables. It's got a little bit of different constructions going on. I need a new market bag, is what it is. And my market bag has died, and I want a new market bag. And this would make a lovely market bag if I do it in a cotton. I have worsted weight cotton. It's fine. I would like to know how you'd make a square into this bag. This is all I need to know how to do is a double crochet mesh, which I know how to do. And it's made from a single rectangle with a bit of folding and twisting. And I'm like, but how? Where's the fold? Where's the twist? I don't understand, but I like the bag. I like the finished bag. It just looks like a cute, big, boxy market bag, that's what I'm looking for. So this is perfect. So I'm like, but how? And because I don't know how, I'm intrigued and I want to learn, right? There is no way I'm pronouncing the designer name because there's no way my screen reader is doing that correctly. So this week we have to go between the Weekend Wanderer bento bag and the, hang on, my brain's already fried, cable car hobo. That's what we're voting. That's what we're voting on this week. So I'm gonna either do, let's shorten that. It's either cable or wanderer. I'm either doing the cable car or the wanderer bag. Do I have yarn set aside for them? Nope. That'll be my next project. That's what I'm thinking with the bento bag, but I want to make it to see how the magic works, right, Jude? Like, you know what I'm talking about. I think all crafters know what I'm talking about. You vote mesh? Okay, so Sandy's down for the Wanderer. And Oss is down for cables. Ooh. Ossa and Sandy were so in sync with the white yarn, but they're on different voting sides today. Okay. Oh, my nose. So itchy. Okay. I think for the Wanderer, maybe I use some of the Karen Kate cotton that I have. Use that up. So that would be good. The hobo one should probably also be like a solid. I'll pull from one of my acrylics because I've still got a bag with like mostly like some gray, some purples, some whites that are still like full balls. So I should be able to scrounge enough full balls for the cable car one. I think that's how we're gonna rock. We're gonna rock that. We got one vote for cable. We got one vote for mesh. We need at least one more to tiebreak. Hey, Vicky. We're voting on the bag for the week. One is the mesh bag, which is the Weekend Wanderer bento bag, and then the cabled one is the cable car hobo. So I'm either doing a cute purse with cables or I'm doing a big mesh tote bag for market shopping purposes. Cable? Ooh, it's two for cables. Jen's in for cables. I'm gonna blow my nose. I don't know why my nose is itchy. Okay, that's not true. I may have been scratching my face into my cat before I went live. So, like, technically I know why my nose is itchy, but I'm gonna pretend that I'm not allergic to my cat. Does she like it when I do that? No. No, she does not. No, she does not. Mostly because I end up bugging her and tucking my head right into her head because she likes to headbutt me when I'm brushing her because then she doesn't know what to do. Mesh? Okay, we're back to... Because, you know, Asa, that is also a potential possibility. I tend to have worse allergies whenever I'm doing anything live. Makes no freaking sense, but it is with that. Maybe it's my way of expressing social anxiety of talking to people on the internet. I don't know. But my face just becomes a problem when the camera's on. When the camera's off, I do mean it's still a problem a chunk of the time. I just might not notice it as much, probably. All right, we're back to two. We got two for mesh and two for cables. We still need a tiebreaker. What are you gonna do? Asa did us all a kindness and a favor. If you check out the Northern Knits a podcast Ravelry group, you will find she's opened up some threads for the upcoming year-long knit around the world adventure, crochet around the world adventure, also a thing. I might just make it like a hobby around the world adventure. Mesh. Have you guys noticed every pair of votes that comes in? One's for one, one's for the other. Jude went cable. Miranda went mesh. We're up to 3 each. I might have to roll a dice. Oh, goodness. So, I'm going to say Craft Around the World. With the Craft Around the World coming up starting the 1st of September, it's obviously going to run to the last day in August in 2026. It is a full calendar year challenge. I want to expand where I'm pulling patterns from. I tend to be a very North American or European centric chooser when it comes to my pattern styles and typings. It tends to be where I fall into. So I want to expand my horizons. I want to try new designers. I want to try new styles. I want to try new techniques. I want to, you know, expand the knowledge base in my craft. So Teen says mesh. Okay. All right. Looks like mesh is pulling ahead. Uh, hey, listen. Everyone's allowed an opinion. If it's that you like strawberries, it's not a valid opinion in this house, but that's okay. You are allowed to have it. It looks like mesh might be our winner, unless we get a random last minute cable vote to tie everything up again. I think we're going with the weekend mesh bag. So good. Okay. Oh no. Can you have a couple votes? No, also you can't have more than one vote just because you're the moderator. That's not how that works. You already get to do a lot of voting and a lot of influencing behind the screen, my dear. However, yes, thanks to Asa, she's opened up some threads, which include some inspiration threads for favorite bundles and stuff. That is done by the continent. And remember, we'll go over it again. There are 2 levels to the challenge. The first level to the challenge is to knit, crochet, sew, craft something from every continent on the planet. The other one, which is sort of like the challenge in hardcore mode, or Jocelyn mode, as we like to call it around here, is all 196, 97 countries on a map. And you just try to get through as many as you can in the year. Same rules. I like the idea of just making it whatever craft floats your boat for that continent or that country, depending on what level of challenge you've decided to do for the year. That's what you do. So I think I'm gonna do it that way. But Erin, are you saying cables just to tie it up again? Oh, cool. We're back to even. I think Erin's voting cables just to push buttons, to be the troll on the internet. So with the inspiration threads, because I know it can be a little overwhelming to sort of look at everything. I love the idea, and I'm Asa. This is Asa's thing. I thought about it and I never did it because this is common for me. Asa started us off there, so it's a place where we can start putting in links to different places and spots where we find stuff where we're like, you know what, this is from Asia, or this is from Antarctica, or this is from Northern Europe, to help inspire other people and in their challenge goals for the year. Because I don't know about you guys, but I do like having a little bit of prep time to decide how I'm going to work on a thing and sort of keep in mind with what I know's incoming. So like as I look through the challenges for this year, I know I have an advent quality of yarn coming from Erin this year, because obviously I'm getting Erin Fireweed Fiber Co.'s advent calendar for the year. I love the advent calendars, but I want to have a plan for the advent calendar this year. So like, I know it's coming in December. So like maybe I take a look at advent patterns first and figure out what advent pattern I like. Maybe I go with a North American or an American pattern designer for the advent calendar, knowing that that checks off the American block of the map, and then I'm done. So I won't necessarily go and pick an American designer in like the fall, but I'll pick like somebody else from another part in the world, right? So I don't know. Oh, yes, of course, thank you. I figured that might be Asa. Yes, Asa. Erin's just being cheeky at us. She's evened it up again. This is the nature of voting. So I know I like to plan in advance. I don't know how far in advance you guys like to plan, but it is a year-long challenge. I also know because I'm going to do the 190 plus countries option. It's the 1st of September, I got to be ready to book you with something. They don't have to be big projects. They don't have to be complex projects. They can be small, wee little things. Maybe I, crochet amigurumi. And like I do all of the Asian countries, but they're all little small toys or something, right? So you can pick the size of project as well, which is kind of nice. Maybe I go crazy and I try for an Estonian lace shawl this year. It's been on my bucket wish list for years to do an Estonian lace shawl. To do anything at lace weight. I can't see lace weight. I can't see fingering weight yarns, guys. When I'm knitting the stitches on a fingering weight project, I can't see them. It is all by touch now. And blurs of color and flashes of light from my metal needle tips. So, do I take the plunge? Do I start with something really complex in September when my brain is not quite necessarily entirely fully engaged and just see what I can do? Because I mean, my first big fiber festival of the year is literally the 5th of September. 4th and 5th of September. 5th and 6th? When's the weekend? The first weekend's the 5th and 6th, right? Can you hear the wheels in my brain rapidly trying to spin? So it's fine. It is not the only thing starting in September, because of course it's not the only thing starting in September. I have clearly lost my mind. What little of it I did have has flown the coop. It is off to Barbados. It's handed in its mutiny notice. It's moving to Cuba full time. I don't think it's coming back. There is already so much going on in September. The craft around the world starting in September. There's the fluffy ass brioche cardigan craft log with Louise that I happily signed on to because it is my excuse to make a brioche cardigan, which I will likely wear on very limited capacities because it'll be very thick and very squishy, and I'll get very hot, and I don't care. I don't care. It's what I want to do. It's what I want to do, and that's what we're going to do. I haven't decided if it's going to be singular or double colored. Who knows? Oops. Oh, Jude, good luck. I hope your plants are okay. Ooh, the poor plants. That's totally something I would do. That is totally something I would do. Okay. And then this week, I was watching Alt Knots. This is not a shock. I love watching Alt Knots. She has an amazing, amazing YouTube channel, and she loves Halloween, possibly even more than I do. And that's saying something because I really love Halloween. And every year she does a whole bunch of Halloween stuff. She had run across the Botanical Knitter, and the Botanical Knitter via Instagram is doing a Oktoberfest. And it's my kind of make along. I found the Botanical Knitter through Alt Knots, so Botanical Knitter is a new Instagram thing for me. I'm currently slowly trying to look through her works as my vision allows. But starting the 1st of September, because again, I don't have enough going on in September, we're casting on a vest. Now, do I want to cast on the vest? The answer is yes. I enjoy vests. I have one vest in my life. I want more vests in my life. I have several vests saved in some favorite bundles, sewn vests, crocheted vests, and knitted vests. I've just never committed to making a vest. I've never had that, yes, now is the time sort of situation. And I feel like the October vest make along is perfect. I also love the rules. We do love an open make along in this community. And the Botanical Knitter's gone the same route. The rules are from September the 1st, finishing October the 31st, you make a vest. Those are the rules. That's it. Start on the 1st, you hope to finish on the 31st of the next month. And the rule is it has to be a vest. You can knit it, you can sew it, you can crochet it, you can tat it, you could weave it. She's left it wide open, and I'm so there for that. So my brain's like, I absolutely can find time to cram in a vest. Of course I can. Do I have yarn for a vest? I don't know. Do I have a vest picked out? Absolutely not. Will I by the end of the month? Yes I will. We're going to do it. We're going to do the October vest. I'm going to take the photos. I'm going to do the tags. I say this now. We all know I'm going to fall off the train on that. It's hard to do photos when photos aren't a thing for you so much anymore. As I go farther into the blindness, I care less and less for images. I need to remember that the images aren't just for me. They're also for you guys. And there's a reason why I need to do them. But if we're all keeping track, that's a bag every week this month. And quite frankly, thanks to Erin and her cheek, her sass, if you will, we're going to have to roll a dice. So I'm going to pull out my dice here in a hot second. We're going to roll a dice and we'll see which bag I'm working on. Because we're even Stevens on the voting. The bags will end up lingering into September. because that's just when the check-in will happen. 1st of September, the Craft Around the World starts. I'm going to do the brioche, fluffy-ass brioche cardigan with Louise, and now I'm also doing some form of vest. It'll either be crochet or knitted. I don't think I want a sewn vest. I think I want a crochet or knitted vest. I'm going to have to figure out which one I want to make. So, with all that in mind, and all that going on, and the fact that I didn't work on my Como, okay, I did 4 rounds on my Como top this week. I had still not done the summer cowl stuff, which wraps up at the end of this month. Welcome to my life. We're already pretty much near the middle of August when you stop and think about the day, because today is what, the 9th? The middle of the month is the 15th, 16th, because it's 31 days, so somewhere in 15, 16. It's like 15 and a half, so somewhere in 15, 16. So there you go. And then we'll be in September. The kids will be back in school, and all of a sudden we'll all be crafting for Christmas. And I apparently think I could do a couch throw for my brother-in-law. I have lost my mind. Like I said, it's full in the coop. It's gone. We're just going to commit to my level of crazy, and we're going to move on with it and be unapologetic. With luck, I somehow this week... Ooh, I'm going to roll a dice. Let me find my dice. Oh, it's under my sock. No, why is it under the sock? There it is. Okay. So hopefully what we can do, I'm just going to go evens or odds. If we're evens, we're the cable, and if we're odds, we're the mesh. Sounds good? Okay. Everybody happy with that? It's about as arbitrary. Listen, Asa, have you met me? Of course I'm going to be a squirrel with crafting. The dice say bifocals is what the dice say. The dice say we're doing the mesh bag. So everybody voted mesh. We're doing the Weekend Wanderer bento bag this week, according to the dice. So let's do myself a favor. And let's just close the cable car pattern one down so I don't get confused. Because I absolutely would get confused. That's how it works. See, now my brain went. Asa just said, don't be a squirrel. And my brain made the leap to, ooh, you have the look, hey, look, squirrel sweater pattern that you wanted to do this fall too. See, we haven't even left the podcast, and I've already become distracted. I need this hormone therapy garbage to work better so I have more energy. Bad dice. Also, you're not sure. The dice are inanimate. There's no telling them they're bad. They just do what they do. I have used these dice for years. I consistently roll very bad on initiative rolls, so I'm always going like last in battle concepts, and I roll very well on healing save throws. And given that I'm a cleric, that's really where I want to be rolling well. I don't know why. It is iconic. I am known for it. Both of the groups I play in laugh because it is terribly normal for me. That's just how the dice work. But they're as arbitrary as possible. Next week, I'm definitely going to bring back the cable and the one from week 1 that didn't win, or the vintage tote. So we're going to have some repeats next week for bags because all the design work. I mean, I am also, like, I got new spice mason jars, so I'm also redoing all of my spices in my cupboard, getting ready for fall, and my big bulk barn run for the year. So I'm also currently doing the summer clean out and prepping all of the stuff for falls to get ready for winter. So it's like I'm checking all of the age of my dried beans and lentils and spices, and I'm doing all of that clean out as well too, on top of streaming plus the spare video work stuff for this. And I'm still learning how to explain. I'm leaving Windows as an operating system and I'm moving to Linux as an operating system. I want to understand what I'm moving to, so I'm working on increasing my computer literacy, which is not easy because I don't find the topic easy to wrap my brain around. So it's without fail, I have super loaded my plate down with too much to do. And while that makes me really, really happy, my health isn't in a place where I can do as much as I would like to do in a day. So I have not yet come to terms with the fact that some days my eyeballs are just going to say no, and there's nothing I can do about that. I've also not come to terms with the fact that some days my body is just going to go, you're cute. But today is a bad day. And I'm blissfully ignoring those two very difficult restrictions I have to deal with. It's not cool. It's not good. It is what I'm doing. I'm going to have to come to terms with it. But I have always preferred to be busy. I like it. If not busy, I'll have more problems than North. But yes, I've got so much work to go on. I do need to work on the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater this week. I know I sent Asa the base sweater pattern. She's my tech editor, guys. She makes sure it's English is what you guys get, not Jocelyn. Jocelyn is his own special language. I feel like I should offer master classes in understanding how I function with language because it's not normal. So that's fine. I need to send her the finalized info sheet and quizzes, and then I need to finish testing and charting out the lace and texture options. Because again, it's a choose your own adventure, so you'll have your info sheet with your quiz, and you'll take your quiz to decide to determine what kind of flavor of sweater you're making. And then this middle one will have each individual page will be a lace or texture technique, depending on what your answers were. So all you have to print is the base sweater pattern, which just has the instructions for the sweater, and whatever individual pages from the options document for your options for your sweater. So it'll have the instructions written out for when you're increasing, if you're increasing in that particular choice, or if you're just working in the body and the round. So there's a lot. Oh, I got to do the decreases too. And that adds a whole other level of charts I need to do because obviously it also goes down the sleeves, and the sleeves are decreased. Okay. I just added to my work pile. Did you just see me add? Did you just see me add to my work pile? Oh, so yes. No, I'm excited to have it done to the point where I can call for testers. Now, it is different from the original Choose Your Own Adventure sweater concept and idea that I had with Diana, because I had to make a bunch of changes when Diana left the podcast because it was a joint situation. So like it was a very different sweater idea. So I've had to make a lot of last minute changes. So when testers are knitting it, I will also be knitting my version. In my defense, there is no way for me to knit all of the variables of the sweater and have it out sometime in the next 6 years. It's a lot of, when you start doing the math, there's a lot of options in the one sweater. So I know that the increases are solid. I know the decreases are solid. I've been doing them in worsted weight scrap yarn and just making, well, weird shaped trapezoids, if I'm honest, and testing up to make sure the patterns work properly. I've been doing decent sized swatches. I'm not rescuing that yarn. When it's done, washed, blocked, and measured, it gets pitched afterwards. So that's fine. But I can't knit every single Choose Your Own Adventure sweater option before it goes out to testers. I just can't. But I would like to get it out if I can this fall. So that is still my hope. It's still a very tight turnaround for a whole sweater design, but I'm working on it. Hopefully we get there. So yes, no, it's a lot. I got a lot on my plate, and that's fine. That's how I like it. All right, that's it. I know what I'm doing this week. I've got the Wanderer bento bag. I really need to work on my Como top this week. And then I should seriously finish a sock and that Kanata. See, it's Canata. I want to say can, and then I just want to Kanta. Should I just drop the A in the middle? Should I just pretend the A is non-existent in the middle? God, English is such a terrible language. Now, the kerchief top. I'd like to get a sock and the kerchief top done this week and another bag done this week. I think that's doable. All right. That's it. We made it to the end. I've signed up for another make-along. It's totally fine. We'll be good. It's not a problem. But first week done, and the bag was complete. So hopefully I can get 2 weeks done and have 2 bags complete. That would be nice. Yeah? Yeah. And white for the Irish Adventure bag. Look at me remembering things. Oh, I'm so proud. Guys, I hope you have some wonderful crafting plans for the week. I hope you're staying cool, because oh my god. And away from fire, because oh my god. So much of our planet is either flooded or on fire. It's not cool. I won't promise a video on Wednesday because I have no idea what my health is going to do. I don't know. It's fine. We're slowly getting better, but we're not as better as fast as I would like to be. So I'm going to say maybe a video this week, maybe a bonus video this week. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. I got a 3/4 finished experimental Tuesday post for Patreon members that are still sitting in the queue to finish. And all I really have to do is listen to it again to make sure that it's English and that I didn't squirrel my way through the post, and I consistently try to stay on track with my thoughts. Now, till next Sunday, I'm going to say that I'm Jocelyn. You all know who you are. And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. Craft, crochet, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to push the right buttons. Casca fudge buckets.